Oh, I did only open the door. There. Oh, go over there. Wow, these are a lot of people in a very little place. Okay, go all over there. Let's talk to Zolong.
I wish I had my old tobacco pipe.
Damn blasted hobgoblin bullies pulled the boots right off my own 2 feet and headed into the Badlands right south of Baragust. I pay you 100 gold pieces to show them who's boss and get those boot bags. Hey, isn't that Caldoth Ormlia? And we get a quest for Zolong's missing boots. A pesky thief named Zolong has been pickpocketing me every time I try to get a word in edgewise, but I'd rather not cause a scene. He did mention losing some boots to hobgoblins in the Badlands south of the city. I get the sense that returning these boots to him may be the only way to make peace and have my money returned. Zolong can be found in at the Burning Wizard Tavern in Baragust. Good to know. I didn't really... I did notice that pop-up, but I didn't really read it, and I thought we gained gold.
Leave me be, or the guard will have you.
Tensions are high all across the coast. Many a person's livelihood depends upon the iron that is now in such short supply. I sure wish I could get my hands on whoever is behind it at all. So, do a lots of folks around here. Hey, nothing like a common enemy to bring people together. And the other one?
Why, it's been getting prickly on my eyes.
The Ullcaster School was a source of knowledge and magic, but them that haunt that place are no better for it. Being dead longer than you were alive must tend to addle the mind. So they're undead there. The place where they wanted to send me before.
You want some whiskey?
Been a few days since I seen as many strangers as you brought with you. I hope the town treats you kindly. What services do you have to offer to a varied brand of travelers? And we get to choose a room, which we don't have to do right now. And we can now... Does there no... Okay. I hope that's the last one of the list. Drink that and that. As always, I will drink one of every kind. I try to scroll with the arrow keys. Or with the mouse wheel, or dragging left and right. No, then I'll drink a few more meat. Okay. Lots of trouble down in Nashke. Monsters or some such are said to be killing the workers at the Nashke mines. I don't know what to believe. It could all just be a plot cooked up by Am. I ain't gonna serve you another drop. You can barely stand it as it is. Best you sleep it off before you go out looking for trouble. I hope that's not really a thing. Do you want to steal something from me again? Pesky idiot. So I don't take my party with me.
Hey, friend.
Have you heard
to meet a fine sod such as yourself.
Have you heard about the trouble down in Nashke? The mines are supposedly tainted, although all coming out is useless. I think Am is just holding it back, trying to weaken our guards and troops. They've got another thing coming, they do. Already read that? My cousin from Nashke tells me that Am has a huge army gathered there. They'll get the fight of their lives if they press for Baldur's Gate. The Flaming Fist are among the best soldiers around. Spen Gilmay. Hey what, leave me be, no firewine to firewine with you. I hope you get the gout. Firewine? What and where's that? Firewine Bridge ruins is what I mean. She'll be pretty far to the south and east, but a strong pair of legs will get you there just fine. I would make sure that they are strong enough to bring you back to it, though. The Firewine ruins might be quite the death trap for the inexperienced adventurer. Might you remember that, and don't blame old Span if you lose a few of your fellows stumbling about within. What else can you tell me of it? What do I look like I be fool enough to go tromping about in such a place? Not likely. You want more info? You go talk to them halflings in Gullican. They be curious about such things and will probably help you. I warn you again though, it ain't no place for a young one. You go there and you're just looking for the tough trouble. Best you cut your teeth somewhere else before you throw your lives down that hole. And what of Barricus? Anything interesting here? Hereabouts, the temple to the east be an interesting view, if you like that sort of thing. I don't like much actually. Don't think I'll like you either. Leave me to my reading. You don't read, you stand around. And locked and locked. And locked. And locked. And locked. Okay, now I can get down that ladder. Now we experienced all of this. I don't know how the prices are. I don't want to accidentally buy a place here, so I should just look how this menu works. So if I want a peasant, while an adequate place of rest, rooms of this type offer little more than a roof over one's head. Recuperative benefits will likely be minimal. You will get what you pay for. The merchant place 3. A favorite of the frugal business travelers, rooms of this type are basic but comfortable, a good solid mattress and clean linen for when one must awaken presentable, but not so pampered as to promote oversleeping. These rooms are excellent quality at a somewhat reasonable price for 5, and a definite luxury for those accustomed to sleeping under an open sky. None but the most pampered dandy would have complaints with these accommodations. A truly luxurious experience at an equally exorbitant price. For 8, the royal suite. Beds filled with the softest down, draped with the finest Calamushan silks and linens. Nearly as restful as a week in the lesser room, though who but royalty could afford the cost. And that's all not that pricey. Oh. He didn't buy and sell. He was only interested in rumors. I wanted to go that way. And also, I didn't go to the place that was marked as Kagain's shop, which is there. And that's very easy to miss. God damn it. I passed it like 3 times. I don't approach the shelves here, I think. That might be suicide.
Greetings. I am Kagain. What can I do for you?
What kind of shop is this anyhow? I run an escort business. I hire mercenaries to escort caravans en route from Am to Baldur's Gate. Right now I'm looking for some strong sword arms, and I'm willing to pay high. It seems that one of the caravans under my protection never arrived at Baldur's Gate. I need to know what happened. You look like a strong group of warriors. Interested in job? Sure, we always need more money. Tell us more. That's good. I've been having a lot of problems with bandit activity lately, but they've always only taken the cargo and let the caravan go afterward. I've been catching flack from the family of some of the passengers of this caravan. After all, it was the job of my mercenaries to make sure everyone got safely to Baldur's Gate. Normally I wouldn't give one damn about some stupid whiner, but one of the passengers was the son of Enter Silvershield, and in this part of the world his word is law. So, do you want this job or not? Sure, as soon as you can tell us how much we'll be paid. I pay 15 gold per head, as well as equal opportunity to loot any of the dead bodies the bandits may have left behind. Sure. Hey, I'm glad you guys have some sense in your heads. I have an underling who can take care of business here while I'm gone, so let's get a move on. And Kagain wants to go with us. Kagain wants to go with us, so we'll remove the bard. Done. Oh, well, I suppose it will give me the opportunity to work on this new ballad I've been thinking of. I bet you'll never guess who the protagonists are. We've joined up with Kagain, a dwarf who wants to find a missing noble. The missing noble is the son of Enter Silvershield, so he's really desperate to find the kid. Okay. And Kagain. Enter's son was updated with Enter's son. Yeah, that might be that. Okay, and he has a studded leather armor, a helmet, a medium shield, a battle axe. He is a level 1 fighter. Lawful evil. Lawful evil. Wow. That's not the guy I want to have at my side. When asked about his past, Kagain stresses that the questioner should just mind their own business if they want to keep their teeth. It is apparent that he runs a rather shady mercenary company and that he is quite obsessed with wealth, but any information beyond this he is content to keep to himself. He is a normal fighter. Some special fighter? No. Can use axes. He has an axe. That's perfect. Skills, law 4. Okay. That's all we need to know. And now that we are with the owner of this place, we can rub this place clean. Because he comes with us. With his fire gate gems. That was a noise, the one thing. I think it was like closing one inventory and opening another one. Playing over each other. Oh, we got good money by coming in here. God damn. And we can find Garrick here. If you want to meet him again. I think she is the one that has the gem bag. Which now has 5 more. No, it doesn't have. 6, yeah. It has 5 more. Yeah, it says a little 1 here. But that might be quality or something like that. You're never quite sure with the with the numbers games give you, if it's like quality or direct, whatever. So we were there, we weren't there, and we weren't there. Have we learned what that is? That's Feldbow's Sins, and that's Firebeat Elvenhair's house. Oh, we know him, Firebeat Elvenhair.
It's hard to find decent folk nowadays.
Next time you pass through Candlekeep, you should read The History of the Bell and the Depths. It's an old favorite of mine that I'm sure you would like. Okay, that's everything you have to say? Your old Gorion sword, the lonely kid of Candlekeep. Of course, I heard about the loss of Gorion. I must give you my deepest condolences. I hope since you've left Candlekeep, you've kept up on your reading. Oh, the world of books. I have heard that a new copy of that wondrous tome, The History of the Fateful Coin, can be had for a pretty penny in one of the stores around here. If you would be so kind as to buy it for an old man like myself, I would gladly reimburse you. I would even give you a little bonus to help in your travels. It must be so hard with Gorion Gun. The History of the Fateful Coin. A book for Firebeat. A book for Firebeat. There. Met an old friend in Baragust. Firebeat Elvenhair, an elderly mage who visited the library at Candlekeep on occasion. He asked me to check out the stores in the area and purchase a copy of the History of the Fateful Coin for him should I ever set my eyes on it. Confiding as its voice Could be there are days when I miss Candlekeep with every bone and every ounce of flesh in my body. This, I guess, is just going to be one of those days. Then go there. I can't even open that chest. I want to rob you clean. Okay, you have a wife. That's nice. So you're not alone. With your jade ring. I mean, my jade ring. Quite nice of you to give me everything you own. We have to go to the library, which is this place. And fate posts in, I'm not quite sure. There was a fight involving fate post, but I think that's not what Nira's fight was. History of the Fateful Coin. We have that, and now we can go again. Once Joe arrives at the door at least, and go there. There's also the next building, which has a door somewhere over here. Okay. Which isn't marked on the map, but we also didn't go to Fate Posts Inn yet. This is a big city, and I think Baldur's Gate will be even bigger. Oh. Ah, you're generous to an old man, so I will be generous in turn. Let me give you another book in exchange. It's a touch darker than what you have given me, but I get a sense that you may enjoy it nonetheless. Party has gained 300 experience. We have had a reputation increase of 1. We lost the history of the Fateful Coin, and we got a scroll case and the history of the dead 3. So a scroll case. This sturdy container allows dozens of scrolls to be placed and safe from exposure to fire, rain or lightning, common hazards faced by any adventuring wizard. Can I put that inside? Okay. Can I put that inside there? Yes. So I will take the letter to Gorion to put it into the scroll case. But Old Firebeat was grateful for my locating his book and rewarded me.
Gorion would be proud of your actions.
But more interestingly, do you have another quest for me? I have a few more books. I know a book from when I see one. Come back when I have a little more time. Perhaps we can discuss history and literature a bit. Okay. So, going up there for reading and scroll taking purposes. Go over there and you read The History of the Dead 3. Knucklebones, Skull Bowling and the Empty Throne. In ages past there was but one god of strife, death and that, and he was known as Jurgle, Lord of the End of Everything. Jurgle fomented and fed on the discord among mortals and powers alike. When being slew each other in their quest for power or in their hatred, he welcomed them into his shadowy kingdom of eternal gloom. As all things died, everything came to him eventually. Over time he built his power into a kingdom unchallenged by any other god. Eventually, however, he grew tired of his duties, for he knew them too well. Without challenge there is nothing, and in nothingness there is only gloom. In such a state, the difference between absolute power and absolute powerlessness is undetectable. During this dark era, there are 3 powerful mortals, Bane, Baal, and Merkul, who lusted after the power Jurgle wielded. The trio forged an unholy pact, agreeing that they would dare to seek such ultimate power or die in the attempt. Over the length and breadth of the realms they strode, seeking powerful magic and spells and defying death at every turn. No matter what monster they confronted or what spells they braved, the three mortals emerged unscathed at every turn. Eventually, the trio destroyed one of the 7 lost gods, and they each seized a portion of his divine essence for themselves. The trio then joined into the Grey Waste and sought out the Castle of Bone. Through armies of skeletons, legions of zombies, hordes of non-corporeal undead, and a gauntlet of liches, they battled. Eventually, they reached the object of their lifelong quest, the Bone Throne. "I claim this throne of evil," shouted Bane the Tyrant. "I'll destroy you before you can raise a finger," threatened Baal the Assassin, "and I shall imprison your essence for eternity," promised Merkel the Necromancer. Jurgil arose from his throne with a wary expression and said, "The throne is yours. I have grown weary of this empty power. Take it, if you wish. I promise to serve and guide you as your seneschal until you grow comfortable with the position." Before the stunned trio could react, the Lord of Death continued, "Who among you shall rule?" The trio immediately fell to fighting among themselves, while Jurgil looked on with indifference. When eventually it appeared that either they would all die of exhaustion or battle on for an eternity, the Lord of the End of Everything intervened. "After all you have sacrificed, would you come away with nothing? Why don't you divide the portfolios of the office and engage in a game of skill for them?" Bane, Baal, and Merkel considered the god's offer and agreed. Jurgil took the heads of his 3 most powerful liches and gave them to the trio that they would compete by bowling the skulls. Each mortal rode a skull across the Grey Waste, having agreed that the winner would be he who bowled the farthest. Mala, the Beast Lord, arrived to visit Jurgil at this moment. After quickly ascertaining that the winner of the contest would get all of Jurgil's power, he chased off after the 3 skulls to make sure that the contest would be halted until he had a chance to partake for part of the prize. Bane, Baal, and Merkel again fell to fighting as it was obvious their sport was ruined. Again Jurgil intervened. "Why don't you allow Lady Luck to decide so you don't have to share with the beast?" The trio agreed, and Jurgil broke off his skeletal finger bones and gave them to the players. When Mala returned from chasing the skulls, he found that the trio had just finished a game of knucklebones. Bane cried out triumphantly, "As winner, I choose to rule for all eternity as the ultimate tyrant. I can induce hatred and strife at my whim, and all will bow down before me while in my kingdom." Merkel, who had won 2nd place, declared, "But I choose the dead, and by doing so I truly win, because all you are lord over, Bane, will eventually be mine. All things must die, even gods." Baal, who finished the 3rd, demurred, "I choose death, and it is by my hand that all that you rule, Lord Bane, will eventually pass to Lord Merkel. Both of you must pay honor to me and obey my wishes, since I can destroy your kingdom, Bane, by murdering your subjects. I can starve your kingdom, Merkel, by staying my hand." Mala growled in frustration, but could do nothing, and yet again only the beasts were left for him, and Jurgil merely smiled, for he had been delivered. Wow. These stories are long and very well written. They're very well written. So I'm not complaining about them being too long or something like that. They're just long, and that's not good for my mouth to speak for such a long time. Especially speaking in English, since I'm not yet completely accustomed to that.